What's going on, guys? So since my return to YouTube, I've actually been seeing a lot of individuals, asking for money and things like that. And I've actually had a couple of comments recently asking me about, the whole Patreon thing and YouTubers asking for money or selling out, if you will. And I kind of thought that they were sold out too, man, because a lot of these channels would say that they weren't gonna ask for money or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, but when I stopped and thought about it a little bit, I started realizing that they're not really selling out. They're kind of in many ways fighting back against the big company that is Google and of course YouTube. So with that being said, let's get down to the nitty-gritty about it. So these YouTube channels were at one point saying things like, oh yeah, I'm not going to charge you, I'm not going to ask for sponsorships and things like that, you know what I mean, from bigger companies, because then I'll sell out and all this other stuff. But now they're actually doing it. And why is it that they're doing that? Well, I'm not going to get into too specifics on why they're doing it, but I'm just going to give you a quick overview, of what has been going on. YouTube, in a nutshell, has been getting pressured by some of the advertising. A lot of people have been pulling their advertisements off of YouTube, and YouTube itself hasn't been making any profits because of this. And even before that, they weren't really making too much profit. So, and a lot of it had to do with the whole freedom of expression type situation that YouTube was famous for. Their original slogan was like something like, broadcast yourself and stuff. And now that it's bigger and they sold it to Google, that's starting to become a problem to them, because a lot of people like us in the gun community are starting to voice our opinions through this media outlet and letting people know from our perspective, our point of views about what has been going on in not just the country as a whole, but in certain states, province, or counties and things like that. So I think that they're trying to, in many ways, silence us. And it's not just the gun community either. Everything like news networks that broadcast through YouTube's media as their media source, or they're getting silenced too. They're getting demonetized for all these perspectives and ideas and things, just sharing their opinions. So this is kind of ridiculous if you ask me, but because of this, they're taking away the monetization from these channels and essentially taking away their source of income for making videos. Taking this into consideration, it's kind of obvious to the point where YouTubers need to make money somehow, and the way we were making money is through advertisements, the AdSense that Google had. And now that we don't have that, a lot of people are asking for money. And I don't think it's unreasonable. In order for you to be entertained by their channel, some of the things that they're broadcasting on YouTube, they're going to need money. Okay? I don't know if you guys know this, but first of all, YouTube never pays or never paid a lot. For a long time, a lot of these YouTubers put so much more money than they did actually making money. So they would put in a lot of money and get very little to nothing in return. And a lot of the times, even the big YouTube channels are still putting in money to, just keep their channel going with new content. So when you take this also into consideration, it's kind of obvious that, the fact that YouTube doesn't pay a lot, the takeaway, or add the fact that they're taking away the monetization from a lot of these channels, and the fact that a lot of YouTubers have to put in their own income into the channel. Like this camera that I'm looking at right now is a $700 camera. I mean, it's not a super expensive camera, but I paid quite a bit of money for it. And on top of that, I have a mic and everything, all these lights around me. It gets very expensive. Computers, software programs, time. It takes a lot of time, and time, they say time is money. It takes a lot of time to make videos, to think, brainstorm, what are you going to do, you know what I mean? It takes a lot of time just to think about what kind of video you're going to be making next. Because of this, a lot of people are now needing an actual form of income in order to keep making videos. Now, if you think that's unreasonable, you also have to take into consideration the fact that liberals and the anti-gun community are investing, hundreds, thousands, and even millions of dollars in some certain cases to lobby against you, lobby against guns, lobby against your Second Amendment right, lobby against all of your rights, as a matter of fact. for you to just donate a little bit of money, you know, to your favorite YouTuber. Now, nobody's saying you have to donate to everybody, but just donate here and there to a certain individual, you know what I mean, that you enjoy watching, and then you will contribute to fighting for the Second Amendment by having these, you know, individuals who are not scared to speak their mind against, you know, tyranny and things like that. You know, you're doing a big help by funding them to help you get entertained. So, do I think they're selling out? No, not at all. Initially I did, but then once I got thinking about it, you know, it was kind of obvious, you know what I mean? They need the money. I'm not going to ask for money from you guys. I haven't set up a Patreon account. I'm not going to say I'm never going to do it because I don't know what the future holds for me. But right now, you know, my business and, you know, the fact that I work corrections and all that stuff, my wife works corrections too, so we got enough to, you know, get by. This is just for fun. So I'm not gonna ask for your money, but you know, not all of the YouTubers are as fortunate as me, you know what I mean? And who knows, maybe in the future everything might go south and I might need money as well. But for now I'm good. But so I'm not gonna ask for your money, so but I am gonna ask you to just go, you know, support some of your favorite YouTube channels, you know, like me, for example. I have two that I watch all the time. That's Jarhead6 and of course the Daily Shooter. Those are, you know, I consider them friends. So you don't have to go support them if you don't want to, but those are the people that I would support. But it's all on you guys. So with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe if you like this video, share it. Hopefully I shed some light in this specific situation, and of course, catch you guys next time.